Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. A number of things have happened over the past few days. 2 other alien ruins have been found. This one right here is the 3rd set of alien ruins. And Frontier have released a dev update. It's been nearly a year since the last dev update, almost to the day actually. This one is about the next patch, 2.3 at the Commanders. Specifically, it goes into quite some detail on multi-crew. Now we'll talk about that a bit further into the video, but first I want to take a very brief look at these new set of ruins here. So the second set of ruins that were discovered around about the same time as these seem to be a copy and paste of the first set of ruins. Identical right down to the same weathering, right down to the same marking. Very, very strange. Don't know yet if that was an unintended feature or an intended feature. I guess we'll have to wait and see what Frontier say on that, if ever they do comment on it. But this ruins, the third one, is a very different layout. And you'll get an idea of just how different when I'll get to the top of this particular hill here. Now all of this features a part of the mission given by Rumtar, the engineer, and his 100 million credit reward bonus for that mission. So we have to go around again collecting artifacts here and aligning them or using them to scan particular obelisks, and that reveals to us certain data sets. This set of ruins is very busy like all the other ones, and as you're driving around, even open, you may not last too long. There's a lot of commanders who are actively taking a lot of fun in destroying everyone, but if you jump into a private group, you'll probably find 1 or 2 people playing around and joining in the fun here. As I arrived here, I was lacking a few ancient artifacts, and the unfortunate downside of playing in private group or open is that invariably all the ancient artifacts will have been collected already. But fortunately for me, there were some players around here happy to help out. One in particular dropped off an ancient orb for me. So my thanks to Commander Tazir for that. So with that, I soon went off and checked out some of the ancient obelisks here. There's a few data sheets you can use, they're in the video description below, and they will help you figure out what combinations of ancient artifacts you need with which obelisks you need to scan, and that's what I used to figure out exactly what I needed to do here. A lot of people have pointed out that this isn't really an ideal puzzle, yet it's still got a lot of people actively involved with it, with people trying to decode what it's all about. At any rate, I'm going to read out one of the decryptions, so if you don't want to hear that, you might want to skip to the next few minutes. We still don't know who or what the Guardians are. The only thing that we can determine is that they are an ancient, perhaps alien species, and it appears that they may now be lost. But whoever or whatever they are, they have certainly left behind a bunch of information about their culture. And right here, we can read a bit about their technological history. You'll have seen from my mission update that I haven't scanned a vast amount of data here. I've been off at other places, but hopefully I'm going to pick up on that relatively soon. So here we are. This data details the social aspects of the Guardians' technology. Although obviously an intelligent species, it was the Guardians' social constructs that allowed them to progress so quickly. They were required to involve themselves in various social progressive activities, from caring for the young to researching cutting-edge physics. This was facilitated by institutions which made research data and education available to all. The development of implants and the monolith network created a kind of shared virtual workspace, and the direct brain interface allowed thoughts to be shared and manipulated. I wonder how much they could have achieved if religious strife hadn't brought about their destruction. So, Frontier have released some information on the multi-crew update for patch 2.3, which is due to hit beta at the end of February. So, in this update, Frontier talk a bit about how multi-crew is going to work. So, what is multi-crew? Well, it's the ability to have more than one crew member on board your ship. The other crew members will of course be players, at least at the moment, and they can take on a number of roles. Now, how will you get on board another person's ship? Well, this has got the community a little bit divided, but Frontier have chosen the instant approach. And what this means is that you can instantly join another person's ship. You can do this either through the looking for a ship feature or joining through an invite. If you're on board your own ship, you can send out invites, or you can set your ship to open for multi-crew, which will allow other players to locate your ship and join your crew. Now this will effectively happen instantly with no barriers to distance, so you can join someone on the opposite side of the galaxy if you so want. Personally, I find this to be an excellent addition. It removes any barriers to gameplay and enables the game to be fun, whilst making it very simple to join your friends. Now, a lot of people are arguing that it's a bit of a problem because it's immersion breaking and potentially ruins gameplay. Now, I do think that is a reasonable opinion and I can understand their concerns, but do keep in mind that this is the very earliest iteration of multi-crew. Eventually, we're going to get the ability to walk around, and when that happens, who knows what opportunities may open up. For now, it doesn't make much sense to have to be physically docked within the same station or system in order to initiate multi-crew. There's no physical presence of our commanders within the game. They cannot physically move around themselves, and so for now I think that the instant access to ships makes a lot of sense. Other considerations really should wait until players are able to physically move around within the game. So let's take a quick look at the roles players have. These include helm, gunner and fighter control roles. The helm, that's the controlling of the ship, the piloting of the vessel rather, that's always at the hands of the ship owner. So when you join another player's ship, you will not be able to control their ship. This makes sense from an insurance standpoint. Obviously you don't want a stranger totally destroying your ship, but maybe it should be an option. After all, if you're willing to put the controls of your ship in the hands of a friend, then why not? It would of course open up many other gameplay opportunities. Further to this then, the helm would also retain full control over power distribution, navigation and synthesis. The gunner role allows players to take control of turreted weapons on a ship. You don't need to jump between turret views though. Frontiers say they have implemented a new third-person interface which allows you to control a reticule that controls all turrets. You'll then get a 360-degree arc of fire, allowing you to use the turrets effectively and basically give you improved spatial awareness around your ship and shoot down all enemies. Exactly how this is going to work I don't really know, it's not that clear. It may be that you get some type of screen that you can use within your ship and that will allow you a view from the turrets, but it could also be that you get some sort of external view of your ship and you can simply pivot the turrets around this viewpoint with the ship at the centre of the axis. I'm very interested to hear more on this particular feature. They also say that the additional player, that the gunner, will have access to 2 quick slots and that these will be additional fire buttons in addition to the normal fire groups. These are able to customise with modules, allowing them for options for customising weapons and scanners. The fighter con role lets a crew member control and launch a fighter. So you can do this even if the helm has already launched a fighter, meaning that you'll now be able to deploy 2 fighters. Unfortunately, there's no word yet as to whether players will be able to control and deploy SRVs. Now there are some additional multi-crew benefits and roles. In particular, these focus on ship rebuys as well as bounty vouchers. Another aspect is power distributor pip management. Although the helm retains control of the overall ship power management, or the one that you normally traditionally use, each additional crew member will have their own power distributor, and these can be used in addition to the regular helm controls, and this will give a bit of extra power for each crew member, increasing the ship's capabilities. Ship rebuy costs are going to be reduced for each additional crew member, so basically the higher number of crews you have, the cheaper the rebuy for your ship will be if it actually gets destroyed. This seems to be to encourage gameplay and to enable players to take the risk of taking strangers on board their ship. It makes a lot of sense and again is a reduction in barriers to multi-crew. Now one thing that people have long been asking is what sort of advantages will players get for joining a multi-crew? What's the point of joining another ship other than for the experience? Well, as it turns out, all bounty vouchers that the ship receives are duplicated for each crew member, and that allows everyone to make a significant amount of money, or at the very least, a bit of money. Now, players on the multi-crew will also share punishments as well. So if you suffer or commit a crime as a ship, that punishment will be applied to all crew members. So when you leave the ship, however, you will have the option to dismiss that particular crime. You're about to invalidate it, but in doing so, you will lose all credits that you earned in that gaming session, so you'll have a choice there. Aside from multi-crew, the second big headline feature for the Commander's update is of course the Commander Creator. This will enable you to create an avatar, and it seems that the appearance of this avatar will be the one that other players see when they're on board your ship, and indeed when you go to their ships. And Frontier end this particular dev update with a quite ambiguous piece of information. Here's what they have to say. And with a new, fully fledged camera system, they'll be able to view themselves, that's the characters, and their crew in real time as they adventure across the galaxy. So, a fully fledged camera system. Now, right from the beginning, Frontier have been strongly against a third-person camera perspective. So what exactly is this going to mean? Does it mean you're going to get a third-person camera for your ship and you'll be able to view your ship from outside? Or does it simply mean that there's a third-person camera from inside the ship and that we'll be able to look throughout the cockpit and the bridge? Now, of course, there is a nice little snippet in the recent PlayStation 4 announcement trailer where you see a commander standing on board the bridge of a ship, so maybe it has something to do with that. So there we go then, some nice information on the 2.3 update. There's probably going to be many more dev updates, and I'm glad to see the return of them. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and feelings on this information in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.